Very professional. Where is the target? M. No, it doesn't matter. Capital, small, doesn't matter.
Good morning and welcome to Nove Mesto and the Para-Archery World Ranking event for 2021. My name is Kerry Leonard and I'm here as your commentator for this morning and afternoon. We are just about to start with our matches for the day, our finals day. So our very first event is going to be the Recurve Open Mixed Team, and we're going to start with the bronze match. We're going to see Turkey versus Iran, and we can see the competitors coming out to the field now to start. So for Iran, we have Zara Namati and Gholam Reza Rahimi, and then for Turkey, we will have Mervner Aroglu and Sadiq Savas, and they'll be competing for the bronze medal. Some of these archers have already secured their places this week for Tokyo in a number of competitions that took place earlier on in the week. So for those archers that have not secured the place for Tokyo themselves, this is a great opportunity for them to come home with some medals. We can see that we're starting with our Recurve Open Mixed Team to begin with.
On target number 1.
And they're getting set up and organized, and the judge is making sure that everything is with them.
And the opponents on target number 2, representing Iran, Zara Nemati, Gholam Reza Rahimi, line judge Mr. Dimitrios Avgerinakis. It will be Iran on target number 2, the start issue first.
So both of these teams have got a lot of support behind them, and they'll need it this morning as they start as the very first teams to compete on our finals day. We can see that Iran is ranked second after this week's competition, and Turkey has been ranked fourth. But it comes down to this match to see who gets to go home with the bronze medal. So we'll start in just a few moments. Okay, so we are about to get underway and see exactly what scores these teams are going to put in for us this morning. Iran starts very strongly with a lovely 10. We can see here in the team match, because we are looking at para-archers versus other archers, when they have shot an arrow,
9.
and a 9 here for Iran to follow up with. But when they shoot an arrow, they must indicate to their teammate that it's their turn to shoot, as they're not able to leave the line as you would see an able-bodied archer do.
10.
So Turkey answers the challenge very strongly, also putting in a 10. And just dropping out slightly with a 7. The weather today in Nove Mesto is very nice and fair, so it'll be interesting to see how different weather conditions affect these archers.
7.
A 7 from Iran, so it's very close. depending on what Turkey shoots on their next arrow. So we'll see how they can respond to this. And an 8. So Iran on the very first end finishes on a 34. We'll see what Turkey is going to finish up on, and who will take the first set points. A 9 from Turkey. And a very strong finish on a 10, so bookending that with 2 10s for the very first set. So we see that 36 plays 34, but in recurve we are playing set points and not cumulative scoring, so you see that Turkey has been awarded 2 set points for this end. Between the ends, archers get an opportunity to speak with their coaches and assess exactly what they might need to do, or in fact it might just be a nice distraction tactic. They have support to come over to make sure that they're not focusing too much on the arrows that have just been shot, and they're just going to move on to the very next set and ensure that they're able to keep up a very, very strong session of shooting. And while that's happening and we're waiting for the arrows to be collected,
score is confirmed. 2 set points for Turkey.
The score has been confirmed that Turkey gets the very first set. We are at the first 2 5 set points as we are with teams, and so we'll see exactly what Iran does to answer the challenge here. So a nice deep breath, and we'll see exactly what Iran starts to shoot. Very nice. A nice X from the Iranian team. We could see the disappointment or the uncertainty on the face of that archer, and unfortunately shooting a 7. But all things can happen in this match and in any match, so we'll see exactly what the outcome is. Turkey answering again with the 10, much like they did on the last set.
9.
And a 9. Another 9. We can see here there's a mixture of abilities with our archers. So we have an archer who is standing on the same team as an archer who's seated, versus 2 teams where both archers are seated. At 10, while I was chatting away there, which is a great final arrow from Iran. We'll see how Turkey do now on their next 2 arrows.
9.
A 9. And an 8 from Savas from Turkey. they have tied up the match, and we can see here that it is 3-1. So when we have a tie, we award a point to each team.
Fourth place for Turkey after the qualification round, then doing a victory 6-0 against Azerbaijan 1-8.
So as I was saying, this is a recurve open mixed team. And as that is the case, we have a mixture of abilities that can compete on the same team. So we see there's both seated and standing archers. And in the open category, both of those abilities compete against each other, and in this case with each other. We see Iran fighting on the last set to come back from their from being down 2 points.
36 tie, that means 1 set point for each team.
In the team event, it is the first to 5 points, and so if Turkey were to win the next set, they would be the winners of this competition, of this bronze medal match, should I say. So the next set is the decider whether or not we go into another set after this, or Turkey has taken the bronze medal match. So we will see now in the next few arrows exactly what the outcome is. Zara is so composed and very solid on all of her shots. You can see that the 10s she had shot earlier, slightly out with a 9 on that arrow. And a 10 is a great way to support your teammate. Certainly in the team medal matches, if you find that your arrow is a point down, it is an opportunity for your teammate to support and dig deep for you. We see Turkey has shot an 8. So we have a 19 from Iran and an 8 at the moment from Turkey for this set. Another 8, so we have 16. So 19 for Iran and 16 for Turkey. Like I said, with the set points, it's quite easy to be able to put previous sets behind you and just focus on the one that you're currently shooting. Another 9 from Zara. And an 8 to follow up with from Iran on this set. Let's see if we get to go into a tied up match after this, or whether Turkey is able to just
7.
come through with the win. And an 8 from Turkey. So we are going to go into a draw match.
36 to 31, that means
So we have 3 set points each for each of our teams.
We
go into a 4th set to see who will be securing the bronze medal of this World Cup stage and World Ranking event.
you can talk and not listen.
Oh, I know. I'm familiar. Thank you.
And also for this final set, Iran will start to shoot first on target number 2.
Okay, so we are going into our 4th set with Iran and with Turkey. So we have Mervner Aruglu and Sadiq Savas from Turkey again, and Zara Namati and Gholamreza Rahimi from Iran. And Iran to shoot first again. So we'll see what Zara shoots on. Let's see if she's got that consistency that we've been seeing from her in this match. A 9 to start with. Followed by a very strong 10. I was deceived by the face that was being made, but there wasn't any concern with an X being shot. And Turkey, let's see, an 8 to start with.
Nine.
And a 9. So we have 19 playing 17. Iran leading at the moment. A 6 from Iran. So that leaves the door open for Turkey to take this when they shoot. But let's see what Iran finishes with.
8.
And an 8. So here we go. Let's see what Turkey has in their arsenal.
9.
A 9 to start with. So a 7 to win. If I did my maths right, 8 to win.
8.
8. There we go. Yes, corrected my maths. 8 takes it. So we have Turkey taking the bronze with 5 set points to 3. And you can see the delight on the Turkish team's face as they celebrate with their teammates, and we can see the big fan club behind them from the large team that they take with them, waving at us and cheering. They're gonna have a very nice day after this, I think. They're gonna enjoy themselves for the rest of the day. Hard luck for Iran, but they shot very well. And it just comes down to those margins in the end. But we have an official confirmation that Turkey has taken the bronze medal match. So congratulations to Mervner Aroglu and Sadiq Savas on their bronze medal win. And joining us now is our the co-host from the other day. We have Kevin Maher here from the US team.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Doing quite well. How's things been going today?
Not too bad. Trying to pronounce all of the names and make sure that I've got everybody at home as informed as possible.
Yeah, it's a quite bit tricky, isn't it?
Yeah. So you're here to share the blame now if we get them wrong.
Excellent.
So we've just seen the bronze medal match, and we're moving on to the gold medal match next. But how did you find your shooting here at this tournament and your experience of Nove Mesto itself?
Yeah, it's always a blast. there's some challenges logistically with this tournament, and I think the local organizing committee does a fabulous job just getting everything handled, getting transportation for everybody, getting adequate practice time in for everybody, and I enjoy it immensely. You know, it always rains on us, it seems, every year at this tournament, at least one day, and so hopefully that was just yesterday. Today it's a little bit cloudy, but hopefully the rain stays away and we can all stay dry throughout the rest of today.
Yeah. And did you think the rain affected you yesterday, or how did you find yesterday's competition? Because unfortunately you're sitting here with me, which I'm very happy about, but I'm sure you would prefer to be telling me that you couldn't co-host today.
Yeah, absolutely. I was shooting, made it through the eights, went into the quarterfinals, and it dumped pretty good on us for a little while there, and so I think my string got saturated a little bit with water, and so I had to bump my sight down probably about 2 rings worth. I was grouping near 8 ring low, and so I bumped it down, and then as the sun came out and things started drying out, I think my bow started slowly shooting faster and faster, and I kept shooting, some high 9s, and then I was kind of like, they're still good 9s though, and then I had, 9, 9, 8, something like that, and I just didn't catch up with my sight or aim off as I ought to have. So I definitely learned a lot yesterday. I was quite pleased with my shooting. Nothing horrible happened, nothing erratic. My shots were strong, and it was just, I got to pay attention a little bit more. So, I learned a bit, and I'm happy to go home with that. And yeah, not disappointed with myself, anything like that. So
good. That's the most important thing. And I mean, you have already secured your quota for Tokyo, so this was a good preparation competition for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was good. All the traveling involved with shooting internationally, especially for something like the games, it's going to be a lot of paperwork and a lot of processing, and a lot of the tournament is not going to be shooting archery. It's going to be all the COVID testing before you leave, all the COVID testing in country, all the processing in country.
Now we're ready to move to the next match. That is the recurve open
So
team
doing this with all the
of
COVID measures around this tournament is, I think, going to get me, well prepared, in the mindset of like, it's just what we have to do and get on with it, and then get to the field and shoot. So anyway, it looks like we've got our next match rolling out to the field.
We do. We have our recurve open mixed team gold match. So we have Russia, who are actually ranked #1 from this competition. So we have Margarita Sidorenko and Kirill Smirnov versus Italy. So we have Elisabetta Mino and Stefano Travisani, who were ranked 3rd for the tournament, and they get to meet each other in this gold medal match. So it'll be an interesting match to see from a gold medal perspective. Is there anyone you're rooting for in particular?
They're both really strong teams, so I don't necessarily have a favorite. I like them both equally, so I'm excited to see if we have how tight this match is. If they can hold up under the pressure of the finals venue and being on TV and all the excitement that goes along with it. So let's we'll see shortly who's prepared mentally for it.
Exactly, and that's kind of a lot of that's what people at home might not be able to see, is that actually it's a completely different atmosphere when you're on the finals field. It's very different to what you would have been shooting throughout the week.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, you're out. I mean, you could see during the week we had a whole line of 100 archers lined down a soccer field more or less, and now it's just the 4 of them kind of out center stage. Everybody looking at them. We've got cameras on them. They've got a big screen over here where they can see themselves if they choose to look over in that direction. So, all right, let's see what this first arrow starts out with here.
8.
Starts off with an 8. Not bad. Probably wanted better than that, but It's not a horrible place to start out with today.
Getting it out of the system early on, right?
Yeah, sure.
And Stefano shoots a 9. See what the Italians put down for their first arrows. Sorry, I meant Krill was the Russian.
7.
7 from Stefano to begin with. And 8 from Elisabetta. So Russia just in front at the moment. Both the Italians have actually, in this match, did secure quota places.
Oh, so they might be shooting this mixed team in Tokyo this way.
They could be. And Margarita, that we've just seen shoot an 8, she also secured a spot previously.
Excellent. There you go. That shot looked extremely confident, like no problems, going right in there.
You can always tell, can't you, when someone is going to shoot a good arrow because it's in their body language.
Absolutely. Sometimes a bad one surprises you and goes in, but
preferably you want to know why you've shot well. Maybe you don't question it when you're in a finals match, but typically you want to know why something you thought was one thing ended up being another.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have Russia just out in front with 35, playing 31 to Italy. This is the very first set, so we have 2 set points going to Russia, and again we have so again we have best to 5 points and set points, and I will try to improve my pronunciation of both of the names as we go forward throughout these set points. I need somebody here just in my ear to tell me exactly how to pronounce those names correctly.
Yeah, Stefano. Is that better? Oh, thank you so much.
There we go.
So how about you? How's this tournament treated you? And how has it treated you? How many times have you been here?
This is my second time to this tournament.
Okay.
So I was here in 2016 for the Rio qualifications, and then here this week. This tournament has been great, actually. So I have really enjoyed it overall. I found that all of the preparation I've done at home was exactly what I needed to do for this competition. However, what the competition exposed to me was things that I would not have thought about while prepping at home. So overall, I'm really happy to have been able to figure that out and experience it when it was such an uncertain period over the last number of months.
Well, good. I'm glad you learned some stuff, and hopefully that means you'll be coming back.
That's it. Paris 2024.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 3 years away now, so
it is.
A lot of athletes were planning on retiring after this games, and now that it's like, oh, it's not even 4 years, so hopefully we can entice you to come back for one more go. There's
something about a para competition that always is extremely enjoyable for me. I think the conversations you get to have with people and meeting up with old friends is something that is always a big driver for me to come to these competitions.
Yeah, part of the family. All right, let's see if Stefano can drive one in there now.
Seven.
They've been out to the right. Like, I don't know both of them on the Italian team. So
there is a bit of a breeze there.
Yeah.
So I might be driving. But let's see what Elisabetta is is going to shoot.
8.
An 8. And over then for Margarita.
6.
6. Very right. 6.
Yeah, that was, you know, you'd think they got the nerves out that first end, but we'll see how it goes here for Kirill.
8.
An 8. So you can also see the pressure. Typically when you're shooting a qualification round, the timers are slightly out of your eye line. But when you're in a finals match like this, they're right in front of you, and you're watching the clock tick down.
Yeah, like she's got 7, 6, so.
8.
8.
So nothing in the gold for Italy that time, so. The door is a bit open for Russia. They do have that 6, so.
It's 8 to maybe 9.
Or an 8-9 liner there, so. See, it comes down to Kirill Smirnov's last arrow. He's been looking pretty strong and steady. Let's see if he can drive one in there.
He has. Maybe he's sorted out his right hand shots.
9.
A 9. There we go. So we've tied up that, well, depending on whether or not that 8 is an 8 or a 9.
So for this second set, we need the confirmation from the market judge.
So we're going to wait for confirmation on that 8-9 liner.
First, they bind the 8 of final, 5-3 against Great Britain, quarter final, and 5-1 against Turkey in semi. Third place for Italy, 6-0 against Latvia in the 8 of final, 6-0 against Czech Republic in the quarter, and also 6-0 against Iran in the semi. Now
Is there any particular match of the day that you're looking forward to watching? So I know you are a recurver, so would you prefer to watch a recurve match to see how your competitors are doing, or would you prefer to watch a compound?
So when I get to this part of the day, and again, I'd rather be on the other side of that line over there holding my bow right now, but
sure.
I just want excitement. So whatever match is the closest match today, that's the one I will enjoy watching the most. So I don't, you know, on the front side, I don't care really. I love all archery. You know, I have a compound bow, I have a compound target bow, I have compound hunting bows. You know, I shoot bear bow, I want to say all archery, but I'm sure there's things I haven't shot yet that I still need to. So I enjoy it all. So
horse-mounted archery.
What's that? Yeah, that's one I got to try out.
That just to interrupt you for a second, but that arrow was declared an 8 for Russia, so we have a tie here. But go on.
Oh, all right.
Tell me more.
So we get to shoot more archery. So that's great. But yeah, so anytime it's close, like if every match was a shoot-off, I would be the most excited.
Yes.
How about you? Are you waiting for the compounders to come out?
Not particularly. I am also a bit like yourself. I enjoy watching every match. I like the shoot-offs where you see what it comes down to, how a person is built, you know, their nerves, if they can hold them. So that is what I like to watch.
9.
There we go. Now Italy's fine in the gold. There we go.
Nice 10 from Elisabetta, and I'm sure the Italians are willing their team on, as are the Russians. They both have very big teams with them in this competition.
They got big crews coming out with them, and so we'll see. Now they're actually bringing the heat, the pressure to Russia. So we'll see. And Russia responds with
They're answering.
they're not going anywhere. So now I'm excited. This is the match now. So
it is that first set, or that second set, where people are getting their nerves out, and when we start to see people get into a flow state, they just start doing that.
There you go. Right. This is that's the archery these archers know how to shoot. So it's happy to see that for me, and I'm sure they're pleased with it as well. Stefano's been looking just so, like, every arrow he looks so strong at full draw. And he shot an 8 there, maybe a little much in the heel of the hand, something like that. It's remarkable how much a little change can make a big change down there at 70 meters.
It can. A lot can happen.
8.
And an 8.
2 8, so definitely open the door a bit for Russia here.
And as I was talking about earlier, but you weren't here, I was saying that in a mixed team scenario, you have archers freestanding who are competing with seated archers, and I know for yourselves in the US that is the case often. So do you think there's anything, what is your experience with shooting team matches?
Unfortunately, I haven't shot a ton, especially mixed teams, but I have shot a good few rounds with
10, okay.
Russia just sorry, I was getting excited about the match here. It's like Russia sealed the deal with the gold medal here, and I mean, they're super pleased with that, able to lock it up on that last arrow there.
Yeah, so Russia did get the gold on that. So like we were talking about yesterday and earlier, it's the first to 5 set points is the winner. And so just waiting for judges' confirmation, but that will see Russia will have won the gold medal, and Italy are taking home a silver medal. However, they do have both Elisabetta and Stefano have their quota places for Tokyo, so I'm sure they won't be beating themselves up too badly about it.
No, and they performed adequately. They stuff some in the gold down there, work things out, and I'm sure they're going to be working a lot before they get to Tokyo. So, anyway, getting back to your question, I find it interesting when I have shot full team rounds. I've shot with Timothy Palumbo and Michael Lukow in Beijing for World Champs in 2017, and yeah, they're both standing athletes, and so we put me in the middle, and I think it's just a lot of fun, no matter what the ability level is there, as far as sitting, standing, missing a limb. If I'm shooting with Eric Bennett, we're all just shooting archery, and I kind of appreciate that about the open categories. It used to be separated out. It used to be the sitting athletes were all in their own category, and the standing athletes were all in their own category. And so I don't find there any reason why we can't compete at a fair level against each other. So it makes the competition more exciting. It's a bigger field of competitors going against each other, and thus far I haven't seen any great disparity of skill between, I feel I can go right in and compete with Eric Bennett or Timothy Palumbo or Michael Lukow. Those are all my teammates who are all standing athletes shooting recurves, and I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I'm in a chair, nor do I feel like I'm at an advantage and they're at a disadvantage for any reason. So there's different things that affect us. Me being a athlete with a spinal cord injury, like I have 0 core strength. So if it gets a bit breezy, my body actually gets pushed around by the wind before some other athletes might. However, like Eric Bennett per se, he is limited to the poundage he can shoot because he's drawing the bow with his mouth. So, the wind affects him in a way because his arrows aren't flying as fast. So it's all this kind of craziness. Yeah. So how about things in Ireland are you're the only team member. You can't convince anybody to come and shoot archery with you.
No, despite my best efforts, unfortunately. When I began, we had para-archers, and they definitely taught me a thing or two and brought me along to be at the standard that I've come to now. But no, it's quite a difficult sport to get people into. It's when you're trying to convince somebody who has a para condition, and also convince the organizers of clubs or of competitions that that this is an inclusive sport and we need to adapt and overcome and just be open to that. It's you have to get buy-in from both sides, so it's not quite as turnkey as it might be in other nations where they have a track record of bringing para-archers along into competitions. So it's challenging, and I would say that from my side of things, it has been challenging to learn everything I need to learn. But it's definitely been worth it, I would say. I mean, when you talk about the lack of opportunity from your side, but actually there's a huge opportunity because you have that para contingent in the US, whereas at home there is no other paras. So I shoot in competition, or when we had competitions, against just in an open category, so against every Irish archer. There was no
Sure.
there was no breakdown of para versus anybody else. So every time I've gone to competition, I've come up against archers that have no impairments whatsoever.
Yeah, and most of our tournaments for the World Archery format of archery in the States, I compete against able-bodied athletes as well. We rank the para-athletes just based on the qualifying score, and then I go and I shoot match play against able-bodied athletes. So I actually like doing that. So that's what I enjoy most about the sport. Such as I went to the Mexican Grand Prix in 2018, and it was kind of like I got to shoot two divisions. I got to shoot the para division. And there was 10 or 12 athletes in the male recurve division at that event, and then I also got to shoot the senior division, against all the able-bodieds, and I believe I made it to the quarterfinals in that.
Okay.
So I get your point where it's like when you're the only one, and kind of like you're a wheelchair user, and hey, we're going to put you against all these able-bodied folks, and it can be, especially when you're new to the sport, it can be absolutely frustrating because you're like, hey, I have a disability and you're putting me against people without one. Doesn't seem fair.
Well, just to interrupt you, that's not necessarily my viewpoint.
Sure.
Actually, I don't know. If I had never gone to a para competition, I wouldn't know any different. So I'm
Perfect.
actually fine with it. It's when I come to a para competition and I am suddenly faced with or if I was fresh off the boat and I didn't know any better, faced with classification and other archers with support devices and all of these things. At home, we just you make do. You get on with competing against other people because
Gotcha.
that's what you're expected to do.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense now. But yeah, it does seem like there is some sort of barrier to getting new archers into the sport at a competitive level. Like, I can get people often to come and shoot for fun for a little bit, and they'll even enjoy it. And then getting people to make that commitment to actually, say come out to a national level tournament, it tends to be somewhat difficult. So if all you people listening back home, if you know people, want to shoot archery, encourage them to come out, have them reach out to me, send me a message. I'm excited about archery. I'll share it with anybody I can. And
I was just going to say that.
Just about, anybody,
We are ready for the next
any of these
match.
athletes on the field, I'm sure would be happy to share archery with anybody that they could help out along the way somehow. So it becomes this great family. I mean, I have so many friends from so many different countries, and we all try to take care of each other. I mean, if I showed up to a tournament and my bow didn't arrive for some reason, I don't think I'd have to worry about it. I could probably put together a bow from somebody's, kit of equipment and figure it out. It might not be my best performance, but I wouldn't have to show up to a tournament and not shoot an arrow, which would be just horrific to me.
I had that experience in Vegas one year, and I was resigned to it, waiting on my bow to arrive, and actually met some para-archers in the venue, and they said, if you don't have that by this time, let us know, and we will get you a spare bow.
See? There you go.
Listen, I think, before we go to the next match, but if we're all that connected to one another, if you know somebody who's quite visible in para-archery, who isn't in your country, you could reach out to them and they would put you in contact with somebody in your country that knows somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
But let us go to the W1 Open Mixed Team. And this is for the bronze medal match this time. So we have Great Britain, and we have Victoria Rumery and Martin Sash from Great Britain, and then competing against Russia. So Anna, Elena, and Aleski Leonov.
Sure.
Leonov.
That sounds good. I was just going to let you just stop all over.
Thank you. This is what I have my co-host here for, to help me make a fool of myself.
Yes, I'm just laughing along with the folks back home. It's not a problem. I'm here to encourage.
Thank you. So just to let everybody at home know that Alexi has already won a quota place, and actually Victoria won her place here yesterday.
Yeah, against, she won that. She was going against her teammate, and I think as she won that, she stamped her spot personally to take that, as far as I'm aware. So, sure, she's very excited about all things that she's been able to do here.
Yes, but for the other archers that haven't won their place here, this is a great opportunity for them to bring something home, and also to get to this stage, it's something that they should be extremely proud of.
Yeah, lots of arrows, lots of hard work. All the fun things it takes to get to this level.
Yes. So we have an 8 from Victoria and a 10 from Martin. We'll see how Russia answer those arrows. Starting with Anna. 9 to begin with from Russia.
Why is the score not on this time?
7.
I mean, look.
So Russia have shot a 9 and a 7. Hopefully that's just jitters and they can come back from this.
7.
The keen observers at home might also be able to see that we've moved from set points to cumulative scoring. So again, in this instance, we see that every arrow counts. It's not quite as simple to put aside a bad 30 or a bad 4 arrows, should I say. Great Britain have shot a 7 and an 8, so maybe there is a chance for Russia here to come back. It's within their grasp. So let's see what Anna does for her next arrow.
7.
A 7. And let's see what Alexi does. He needs to shoot a 10 to tie. Very tight.
Yeah, very tight. He had
there.
about 3 seconds to draw that arrow back and get it off, and he got it off right before that buzzer.
He did really well to get loaded, and for W1s, I think in particular, because they have a lot less range of movement, so being able to get through as quickly as he did.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. So let's talk about the W1 category a bit,
Sure.
I guess. So the W1s means you have upper and lower body impairment, and you must have some core impairment as well. So you have pretty much impairment over most of your body. And you're limited to a 45-pound draw weight. You're actually allowed to shoot a recurve bow, but yeah, these days you'll find pretty much everybody in the W1 shooting a compound bow because it's the best way to stay competitive. And they cannot use a peep like a normal compound setup, and they cannot use magnification on their scope. So more or less they're shooting a recurve style aiming setup where they're using the string alignment. Their anchor point matters a lot because it needs to be extremely consistent. And
Cypress in the background there, Cypress.
yeah, and they don't have magnification when they're aiming. So, you know, as for the compound open, you guys can use, you know, a 4 times, 6 times, 8 times scope. So you can make that yellow spot on the target look huge if you want. Where these W1 shooters are just reliant on whatever pin, you know, 0 magnification.
And we also learned yesterday that W1s are restricted to bow poundages. So
Yeah, 45 pounds.
yes.
So the wind is going to affect these guys a bit more than, say, the compound open category.
Let's see now if Alexei has more time to prepare all of his arrows on this set. That is a nice answer for Russia. We have a 10 to begin with. And an 8. Alexei, so let's see now. We have Victoria shooting first for Great Britain. I think that was a very confident shot. Went through the hand very nicely. And Martin follows up with a 10 there too. So we have 20 from Great Britain. I don't have the Russian score right in front of me at the moment. And we see again there that indication that archers are finished shooting their arrow, telling their teammate that they can load and shoot. And shoot a 10.
He had a bit more time on that one, so he's able to settle down, get his sight on the yellow and let it go. But yeah, that's something when I'm shooting team rounds, sometimes I forget to indicate that I've finished shooting.
Does somebody have to shout at you to tell you?
Yes. At least the first arrow. Then I start remembering. So he's drawing back, about 11 seconds left. Plenty of time.
8. And an 8. Just a little bit too determined, I think, on that arrow, pushing it to the 8.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes we get into the competition, especially at a finals venue, and we start to do I'm going to try extra hard to shoot an extra in the middle, and it never seems to work that way.
It doesn't. I can attest to that. That was definitely one of the things that I experienced this week.
Yeah.
For Russia in the qualification arrows They bind the
And again,
quarter and defeated by Italy.
one thing from this competition is that has come out. Learning that and knowing the next time that that was something to watch out for.
Tie and
Yeah, it's hard to not do.
It is.
I've found, because we want, you know, us as humans, just all of us, when things are important to us, we give it extra attention, extra care, extra, you know, got to be extra delicate with this one or whatever it is. And if you just go on and do it like you do it in your driveway back home, probably would have been just fine.
It would have.
So it's hard to bring that mentality when your brain already knows how important every arrow is you're about to shoot.
Yes. But we see there for Great Britain and Russia, given the score, we actually ended up having a tie on that end. And so we still have that gap of 3 points that Russia needs to make up. But we have a few more sets to go through until we see the final score from this bronze medal match. 7 to start from Russia. From Anna.
9.
And a 9 from Oleski.
Eight.
8 from Victoria. And 10, a very strong X.
Yeah, I'd take that one every day of the week.
Me too. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're a left-handed archer?
That is correct.
Yes. So how do you find staring into your opponent's eyes when you're shooting or waiting on the line?
Probably one of my most favorite things to do. I think all of my left-handed counterparts can agree that it's, you know, most people are right-handed, so they don't have to deal with that, but I have to deal with it just about every time. So I'm used to it by now, and so you know, if I'm done shooting my arrows before you can bet I'm just going to be sitting there staring at you.
Strong finish from Russia with a 10. But those 2 7s, I think they
definitely left some room
will
for
hurt them.
GB to get in there.
9.
There's a 9. It's going to be close here.
Just a deep breath in from Martin. We see the clock is at 7.
8.
And managed to get the arrow away with an 8. So that lead growing to 8 points, or 8 points, 5 points to Great Britain.
Somewhere around there.
I was looking at the 8 and it just stuck in my mind. 5 points. Pronunciations and maths. I think I need to work on both of those.
Yeah, I think we all do. We've had some interesting calls on our team where we need to send some people back to grade 2 or something to learn our basic arithmetics.
Gotcha. Don't know why people gave me this job for the day to again pronounce names and do maths. Like somebody was definitely a poor decision on their part.
I think we're doing just famously.
Well, I'm enjoying myself,
at least
so.
You are, yeah.
And final end.
So yeah, we're going into the final end here, and Great Britain has got a 5-point lead over Russia, and now the stress comes out. So we'll see.
We have one team that has to fight, and we have another team that, you know, has this need to secure that decided lead and win. So
Yeah, I mean, Great Britain's going to want to shoot strong here. This is going to be you know, Tokyo testing, all that fun stuff. So we'll see. They want to, you know, leave here shooting a good score, feeling good about themselves. And of course, securing the win. That's number one.
But again, it's great indications, given that Victoria has won the place, that her shooting has been so strong.
Oof.
That's not a great first arrow from Russia. Shooting a 6. And an 8.
I mean, she got that thing back, and that release went off real quick. I bet she's happy it's a 9. I was surprised. She can definitely put them in there.
She can.
9.
And a 9.
Another 9. They're
Great. I mean, you know, they've got very good grouping. Collectively, as a team, there isn't a lot of wild shots. Anna shoots an 8. Let's see what Alexei shoots for his last arrow here. 10. A nice last arrow. Oh, look at where that X was, though. You can't argue with that one.
yeah, that's a great arrow to finish on. They just needed a few more of those.
They
Make
did.
this a bit harder for Great Britain.
9.
9. So there is an inevitability here, unless there's something
dramatic could happen. I've seen some crazy things in the few years I've been shooting archery, that's for sure.
8.
an 8. So, Great Britain has secured the bronze medal in the W1 Open Mixed Team category. We just need to wait for the judges to confirm that. But there's celebrations happening anyway. And commiserations, which is always the other side of competition. We're going on to the gold medal match next, and that is the home team is playing for gold. We've got our top-ranked team is from the Czech Republic.
Bronze medal goes to Great Britain, Victoria Rumari, Martin.
So you can hear the celebrations behind us for Great Britain. Taking that bronze medal.
Yeah, we can see, you know, the wind's starting to kick up a little bit. The clouds are rolling in. It's a little cooler, a little breezier. So the conditions will continue to ever change throughout today, I believe.
I think so. I've brought sunglasses and a jacket and making sure I've got every base covered.
It's a good idea to be well prepared for this tournament. That is for sure. Can be quite warm, and it can be quite cool and wet.
Yeah. I learned that from the last time I was here. But also, it's very standard at home. Make sure you've got everything in the bag.
Including the umbrella for the sun and the rain.
Yes. It definitely got a good bit of use this week. So we'll be prepping for the gold medal match for W1 Open Mixed Team. So we have the Czech Republic versus Italy. Okay, so we have all of our
Now we are ready to move
preparations
into
happening, so we'll see the
W1
teams
team
leave
gold medal match. Please welcome all
the
athletes
tunnel
and
now.
officials.
So we
Time
have
to hit
our
play.
local team, or our national team here with Czech Republic. So we have Sharka Musilova and David Dravaniski, and then for Italy we have Asia Pellizzari and
That's excellent.
thank you, and Salvatore Demetrico.
You're getting some looks from our Italian friend over here.
I'm trying so hard because I've got all of the pressure to get it right.
I was waiting for you to just pause and have me have a go at it, but I'm give you 10 for effort there.
Thank you, thank you. And actually, 3 of these 4 archers have secured places for Tokyo. Okay, we're going again. I'll pronounce them. I'll pronounce them. Don't worry. So we have Sharka Musilova and David Dravaniski have won quota places, and Asia Pellizzari has won her quota place too. So we have Salvatore Demetrico, who has not, but we have the opportunity for Italy to win gold here, and he could take home a shiny medal.
Yeah, it's interesting, these teams, some of these teams, how they can field a W1 team so well. I mean, it's like, you know, Great Britain is a very strong, powerful team, and I didn't realize that they hadn't secured a male W1 slot. So
no, not according to my notes anyway.
Yeah, and here we are, you know, Czech Republic is incredibly strong here with, they've got 2 W1s, and they're going to the gold medal match for mixed teams here, so I'm excited to watch this match.
We should also point out, though, to people at home that there are a number of spots that are still available, but we won't know that for a few days, at least. The final spots that are awarded for teams.
9.
So we have a 9 from the Czech Republic for David. And a very close possible liner for Sharka. So let's see how Italy do. A 10, a very strong opening from Salvatore. And a 7 from Asia. We also see that Asia is wearing an eye patch. Well, a slight blocker over her,
her blinder
glasses.
Over her non-dominant, or it's probably her dominant eye is why she's wearing it. So,
sorry, for W1, it might be the case where they might have a preference for right or left hand, but actually they find there's more strength on the opposite side, and so they switch over. An 8 from David. And another 8 from Sharka. They've got
a nice little line going there. They just need a bit of clicks up in the sights, and that'd go right through the gold.
9.
A 9 from Italy. We can hear the Italians behind us. Willing on their team.
Willing on the team from behind.
And an 8. So just waiting for confirmation here on whether we have a tie or whether Italy goes out in front. So we'll wait on our judges to tell us the results in a few minutes' time. Again, we're on cumulative scoring, just for everybody at home.
Yeah, the W1 category has become the mixture of the two, because they shoot the recurve style sight and they shoot the compound style matches. So it's definitely an interesting category, and I mean, you could see a lot of people might not be able to tell the difference between the open, compound, and W1. The W1s are using a wrist style release because they might not have the hand strength to be able to hold a handheld release and draw their bow back. So it's another, to me, it's a testament to how adaptable archery is. I mean, you know, on our team we have some archers with some, you would say, pretty significant impairments, but they shoot archery quite remarkably. So, again, if you know people out there who might have a disability of sorts, have them try out archery. It's pretty awesome. At least we think so.
Yes. It's one of the reasons that I think it's a great sport for everyone to play, because you could have your family members go with you and you can enjoy it as equally together. There isn't that barrier that a lot of supports have for people to compete in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got my mother shooting back home, and you know, she was, I think, 60 years old the first time she picked up a bow, and you know, she loves it. So it's a sport for all ages, all abilities, all everything. There's nobody who can't do archery. At least not as one that I've found yet.
I have to go home and coach lots of kids now next weekend when I get home to Ireland.
That's awesome. The excitement of the young ones.
Again, another job I was volunteered for.
Perfect.
But I'm very
People seem to
happy.
volunteer you for a lot of things.
They do, but I'm very happy to do that, to bring fantastic X from Italy. And I'm very happy to do that, to bring somebody along and give them a sport that they'll love for years to come. Fabulous 10s from both Salvatore and Asia. They're marching on.
Yeah, absolutely. They found their rhythm and just letting it work.
So let's see what David has to answer with.
9.
A 9. Another 9. They are coming down in height,
That's good.
so the sight movements are working.
10.
And a nice 10 from Shark.
There we go.
Now let's see if we continue this 10 streak.
9.
That is a 9. I might have jinxed them.
You
I
better
hope
stop
not.
talking now.
5 on the clock. Stay calm.
8.
An
Maybe
8.
9.
Yeah, they shot those two on the line. It looks like one caught and one is too close to call from our vantage point here.
We'll let the professionals go and see what the results are.
First place after the qualification round for Czech Republic team. They win the quarter, defeated by, they win the semi against Great Britain, 139.
So again, this is for the gold medal in W1 mixed team. So the end of this match, we'll see exactly who is who takes home that medal. But at the same time, I think these teams are using this as a great way to practice for Tokyo. Oh, and we have a tie. It was called as an 8. So this means that this match is going to stay tight for us to watch and stay glued to.
Yeah, it's like, you know, now it's like it's the first end, you know. It's all tied up, and yeah, we'll see who can put the pressure on and who can stand up to the pressure. So.
Yeah, that is the main point to take away: who stands up to the pressure. So we will have the Czech Republic to set that first arrow for us to see exactly where this match is headed.
Nine.
So David shot a 9.
Eight.
And Sharka shot an 8. So again, coming down to a better point on the target, but I can also feel that wind starting to whip around us, so I can only imagine what it's like for them shooting in it.
Yeah, absolutely. It surprises me how much a little wind can move a compound bow around in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, us on the recurve side, we don't have any let off, so, you know, for me, I'm holding 47 pounds at full draw. It takes a big wind to move that bow in my hand.
10.
A 10 from Italy.
You know, some of these W1 compounders, if they're shooting 45 pounds with, you know, 80, 90% let off, they're hardly holding anything back there at full draw. So that bow can get real light in your hand, and any slight breeze can blow that around.
9 from David, and let's see what Sharka answers with.
7.
A 7. An X from Salvatore. I wonder if that is his right next to it. Or no, he shot a 9 the last time, did he?
I believe so.
Just doesn't want to be left out. An 8 from Mesa. So then we can see a gap has grown between the two teams.
Oh yeah, they pulled ahead.
Just one more end to see exactly what happens, but it was all tied up just before this, so we'll see. They're very well matched for this match. So let's see how we finish up.
Yeah, for the mixed teams and with a 4-point gap going into the last end, trust me, I'd rather have those 4 points in my favor, but it's definitely not over for the Czech Republic here. I mean, you've seen it. Things can happen. You can your partner can take too long on an arrow, and all of a sudden the clock's over to you with 10 seconds, and you've got to load an arrow and shoot it. And
we saw it already.
Yeah, exactly. So anything can happen, and 4 points is definitely not means the match is over here.
Going back to the Czech Republic to start.
Eight.
And we can see that David's also wearing blue glasses. So, would you like to explain to the viewers at home why he and many other archers would be wearing blue glasses?
Eight.
Yeah, it's not just because they think they look cool, but the blue lenses actually make the yellow stand out more on the target. It dulls the red of the 8 and 7 ring, so it makes the yellow
9.
extremely bright. It's quite remarkable when you first try them on ever. I put them on once, and it kind of blew my mind how bright everything yellow looked. So it kind of lets your mind focus on that yellow without it just pops out. You have no choice but to see the yellow. So you know, it makes you just sort of hone in on that, and everything else goes to the back of your mind. Makes it quite relaxing for your eye to just focus on it.
We had a bit of a stutter there from Asia, but and I was a bit concerned, but she managed to put a 9 in to the target. So just showing that strength
9.
to dig in. The 9 from David. So let's see what Sharka shoots.
Eight.
And an 8.
Eight.
Salvatore shoots an 8.
Seven.
And a 7 from Asia, but no matter, because Italy have
Sealed the deal.
they have, and in the gold medal match too. Just composing themselves until we get official confirmation. We'll just wait for the we have pictures here of the judge on target. So
The gold medal goes to Italy, Asia Pellizzari and Salvatore Demetrico. Silver medal for the Czech Republic, Sarka Musilova and David Drowninski.
fantastic. So that's Italy has won the gold medal. Now is that, well, might not be the question to ask you, but I wonder if that sets Italy up for the European Championships for the in soccer. They're in they're in the final. I know I shouldn't have asked the question, but
I mean, the BBC is the only thing in English at my hotel, so I have been paying attention. But yeah, it seems like they've got a good, you know, Italy's got a good streak of things going on. So
yes. So they've got, well, let's see now if they win the Euros, but this is a good omen, I think, for before all of that kicks off.
All right, we have the compound open mixed teams coming up next. And that would be your team if you could find yourself a teammate.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, it wouldn't be my category because I don't have a teammate to compete in that right now. But at one time, I did.
At one time.
At one time.
So what made you, when you started shooting archery, when you wanted to compete, how did compound become your bow? Why compound and not a recurve?
Compound became my bow from logistical reasons. Because I come from a very long line of short people. So
Sure.
Yep. So my
Leprechauns.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
thought
Yeah, well,
I saw a pot of gold near you.
that might be culturally insensitive. But no, my dad is actually a jockey originally.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm 5 foot if I was standing. So when I started archery, was a lot younger. I would have been even shorter and smaller. So trying to get the arrows to reach the target and with my wingspan and having the strength in the bow and not hitting off the wheel, because at the time I wasn't competitive, so I just wanted to shoot and enjoy myself. So
Sure.
the easiest way to do that was by shooting a compound bow.
So what sort of draw length do you have these days?
25, I think.
25? Okay. I was going to say, if it's so short, it'd probably be hard to find a bow even today for you, but that's doable.
It is.
And how many pounds are you drawing these days?
42.
42?
Yeah.
So that's interesting as well, which I wanted to bring that up during the W1 match. So even though W1, the maximum poundage for them is 45 pounds, but a lot of them are not shooting that maximum poundage. So just for the folks back home, like, you don't need to be pulling the maximum poundage to be competitive. You know, you're not shooting the maximum W1 poundage. You're allowed to shoot 60 pounds, and you're shooting, you know, 42.3, somewhere in that neighborhood, right? And you know, we have Wendy on the U.S. team, who's new to our team. She's shooting under 45 pounds as well, as far as I'm aware. So, you know, a lot of people think like, oh, it's 60 pounds for compound open. Like, I need to be shooting 55 plus to be competitive. It's like, it's absolutely not true. You know, there are women. You know, there's women on the able-bodied World Cup who aren't shooting 50 pounds, and they're being competitive at the World Cup level. So, you know, I just don't want that to be a hindrance or a barrier for people if they think they can't, you know, manage that sort of bow weight, that they can't be one of these archers that comes to these international tournaments and has success. It's absolutely doable.
It is doable, and mine fluctuates. The poundage fluctuates up and down depending on how I'm feeling. So it certainly is something that I will look to increase over the next few months. But while we're here, I can hear the Turkish team in the background, and it gives me the indication that we should be calling who is shooting this match and who's what category we are. So we are the compound open mixed team, and this is the bronze medal match. Would you like to do the honors?
No, not even a little bit, but I'll give it a whirl. So for Turkey, we have Aznur Kure and Bülent Korkmaz. And then over in Russia, we have Tatiana Andreevsky and Bayer Shigev.
Very good. Okay.
What do you give me? 6 out of 10?
Yeah, I think you did as good a job as I would have done there. A 9 from Tatiana. So also in how these teams are ranked, we see that Russia was ranked 2nd and Turkey was ranked 4th. So Bear has shot a 10, and actually he has shot extremely well this week. We've seen his name being mentioned a number of times over the last number of days. We're actually
Nine.
our 9 from Boulant. We've seen our targets change, so we are no longer on a single target face.
Oh, correct.
Did I catch you off guard there?
You did for a moment. Then I looked at the targets and I realized what you're thinking of. So yeah, so the open goes down to it's still an 80 centimeter target. However, it only goes out to the 6 ring, and so now the
Nine.
archers, somebody has to shoot. Oh no, that's in team round. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Got me all mixed up over here.
Sorry, I shouldn't have even asked.
But yes, each archer now gets their own target, and
Nine.
generally, because these guys shoot tight enough where you can break a lot of knocks and even arrows if you get too many down there. So.
So we have 3 9s and a 10 from Russia.
Nine.
Bulun shooting a 9, and let's see what Oznur shoots now.
Eight.
An 8. Oznur's face was indicating that might have been a difficult arrow to shoot.
Yeah, she looked calm and collected when she was at full draw there, but when it went off, she wasn't happy with it. So I don't know if the pin just dropped out the bottom there, or again, it doesn't take much movement to know that you're not going to be happy with the result.
No. We're very expressive, us archers. We tend to our emotions do come out when we're shooting.
Absolutely, and it's people have different attitudes. You know, some people have a little hiccup and they almost have a big blow up. You know, big outburst of emotion in one way or another, and then they look down in their scope and they see they've shot, you know, maybe a 9, and they're like, oh, that wasn't that bad.
I don't know how I recovered, but I'm not going to argue with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it would be
And then you have some archers who are like, oh, that felt like an okay shot, and they look down and see a 6, and they're like, well. But yeah, good old archery.
And both of these teams, each of the archers has secured their quota place for Tokyo. So Oznur Kure and Boulant Korkmaz and Tatiana Andreveskia and Bear Shigev, they've all secured their spots for Tokyo, for their country.
Yeah, so this is great for them. I don't know if these are the athletes they're sending. I imagine at least some of them are. It's, you know, great practice, great, you know, this could be the matches in Tokyo in, you know, a little over a month here.
So Turkey starting strongly with that 10.
9.
And putting that 8 behind her. Might need to do some adjustment on the sight because it was a low 9. But also might have just been nerves.
10.
10, a very strong, calm shot from Tatiana there. And a 10 was was what she got for it.
X.
And an X from Bear.
Yeah, definitely strong shooting from both teams thus far.
When you get into that flow, it's almost like it's effortless watching an archer just put 10 after 10 in.
10.
And again, another 10. Maybe I'll keep saying 10s and we'll get 10s.
Yeah. If you believe it, it will come.
And a 10 from Osner. Fantastic. That is a very strong answer.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if Russia keeps at it.
Nine.
A 9. Ten to stay in front.
10x.
And
There
you
we
got
go.
it. You just wanted to say 10.
I know. Just wanted to see a 10.
Yeah, this is a great match. Very tight. All archers are shooting really well. Very strong. Should be a lot of fun. Straight to the end. Maybe we'll have a shoot-off.
Maybe we'll get to see the shoot-off graphic pop up on the screen.
Oh, that'll be so great. If I keep saying shoot-off, maybe I'll finally get one.
Or the heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Not that we really need to give people at home the feeling of the heartbeat. They're already they've already got enough nerves out there. Oh, we have a lot of cheering going on. And actually, yeah, that's something. We have a mascot on the end of Osner's long rod.
Yeah, I saw that on her stabilizer. She's got that snake wrapped around there. I wonder if that adds in the vibration dampening.
Possibly with the plush, but a lot of archers bring with them mascots or some good luck or good omen. Is there anything that you you have with you when you shoot, or is there anything really cool or fun that you've seen that other archers have done?
So for me, I don't have anything that I keep with me that I shoot. However, every country I go to that I shoot archery in, I find a rooster sort of figurine and bring that home with me. So on my mantle back home, I've got probably like 6 or 8 right now, and different little roosters, and sometimes my teammates send them to me because that's my nickname on the team's Rooster. So they seem to find their way to me all the time. How about you?
Me, I don't typically bring things with me. My family will sometimes give me a little pin for good luck, and I'll have it pinned on the inside of my t-shirt.
Okay.
So I'll do that. But the other thing that I do, got an X, two 10s from Turkey there while we're getting distracted.
Yeah, that's a great way to start out this end.
Yeah, so I will typically try and wear something quite colorful to lift my my uniform.
Okay.
So it could be lipstick, or this week I have bright earrings in,
Yeah.
little studs. So I just try to bring a little bit of personality.
I see.
Behind the masks this week, the lipstick was
mask,
difficult.
Yeah, that makes sense.
2 10s from Russia. This is such a tight match.
Nine.
A 9 from Turkey. Maybe we should just be ignoring them, and then they shoot
Yeah, they shoot perfect.
2 10s.
I know.
We start paying attention. That's where.
There's a 9 sneak in there.
Nine.
So Tatiana to shoot
7.
a 7. Well, that again is another opportunity to let your opponents in, but uncharacteristic, I would say, for Tatiana.
Absolutely.
And Bear, let's see how he can respond. A 10. So this is one of the benefits of team shooting is you can depend on your teammate to
Yeah, sort of.
carry on.
Somebody will be steady while somebody else has a hiccup along the
Mhm.
road, and if you both have hiccups, then you're probably not going to win. But you can see now, we're all tied up, 113. Um, so even with that 7, Russia's still in it, and
I'm sure Turkey thought they'd pull through or pull ahead when the 7 was shot, but
yeah,
really
but then,
they just want to make me happy and do a shoot off.
absolutely.
So we're going right down to the wire to see who's going to take home this bronze medal.
38 to 37 for Turkey. And now the next
We have
is
Turkey
Syria
on the screen,
130
always
to 130.
very, very
We are
positive
for the next
forces for all of their
and
archers.
Oh, they're a
of
great
this
team. I bet that team's a bunch of fun to be
competition.
on, and they have a great time with each other. You can see the support, just the cheering, the camaraderie there. They're, awesome team.
Yep.
Nine.
A 9 to start from Tatiana.
Ten.
And Bear, again, consistent. All of the 10s. And actually, something we didn't mention, but Boulant is using a stool, which a lot lower than
Nine.
some of the standards we've seen earlier. But you have this variation in what archers are using for assistance, again, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, the stools are fairly interesting because it's not like you can just go down to the archery shop and, hey, you got an archery stool.
10.
Strong 10 there.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of custom equipment, and then what works best for them. So even amongst the stool shooters, you see a lot of variation there.
9.
9 from Russia. There's a lot of duct tape and prayers that go into a lot of things.
Absolutely.
That you the fixes that you come up with for para. But listen, if it works, it works. I wouldn't be criticizing anybody's attempts to adapt.
10.
Yeah, not at
Another
all.
10.
And I mean, that's how things progress. It's like all of a sudden somebody's doing something in a way that you've never seen before, and you're like, oh, that looks, pretty remarkable. Might work for me, and then moves the sport forward.
Yes.
9.
The amount of people I had to speak to and get advice from on the line about equipment I should or shouldn't be trying.
Yeah.
Until I eventually.
So we need a 10 here for a
Yes.
shoot off. Say 10.
10.
It's a 9.
Oh,
With a
unfortunate.
confirmation from the
But
judge.
that was a
That
was a great bronze medal match to watch.
Absolutely was.
Bronze medal in the compound open mixed team competition.
And to be just 1 point in it shows that actually they were very well matched for this contest.
Yeah, I mean, they're all incredible shooters. They worked their way to the bronze match. It wasn't an easy road for them, I imagine. So.
No, not at all. Both teams are nervously waiting for the result behind the in the spectators. And Russia have taken it.
Russia! Tatiana Andreskaya and Bayer Shiger.
The sense of relief that Tatia has.
Competition.
So we have a decider of who's getting the bronze medal for our podiums. But we'll have to see now who is going to take those last 2 medals. Commiserations to Turkey, but both Öznur and Bülent Korkmaz have both got places for Tokyo for Turkey. So again, a nice consolation.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like our gold medal match teams have all got slots for Tokyo as well, including France's Daniel Lilou, who earned it here. So this has been a great tournament for him already. And yeah, we'll see as they get prepared back there. I'm sure they're anxious, waiting. The nerves are starting to hit them that they're about to shoot this match for real. And yeah, well, I can't wait. There better be a shoot-off of this one.
Well,
all I'm hoping for.
Funnily enough, we actually did watch France's match yesterday, so the viewers at home are able to follow their journey in their bronze medal match. But also, if you look at the rankings for each team, we see that Great Britain is ranked first, but France were ranked 6th after their ranking round. So they've had to come through quite a lot to get to the bronze medal, or get to the gold medal match, should I say.
Yeah, it's interesting when it works out that way. You know, some people can be ranked first, you know, by a fair bit. However, you know, you get somebody who's a little further down the list, and just when they get shooting those matches, they get in this rhythm, and it's a, you know, they're still shooting 50 meters on an 80 centimeter target with a compound bow, but it's turns into different archery when you're shooting matches versus shooting qualifying rounds. You know, the
Un altro giro a Nove Mesto, importante in questo caso, una vittoria, una medaglia d'oro nel mixed team, ma una settimana ancora più importante per Asia Pellizzari. So another time here in Nove Mesto for Asia Pellizzari and the Italian team, a victory in the W1 Open mixed team competition and also a quota for Tokyo.
Sì, è stata una trasferta molto importante e impegnativa, ma anche piena di emozioni. E soprattutto riuscire a prendere la carta è stata un'emozione che un sogno che si è avverato e anche bellissima e grandissima la medaglia d'oro che abbiamo preso nel mix, io e Salvatore Demetrico.
So a really stressful week, but also emotional, not only for the gold medal with Salvatore Demetrico in the W1, but also for the quota, a dreams come true, going to Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. So thank you very much, Asia. Enjoy your stay. Grazie, Asia.
Okay, so we just had a great interview there. It's great to see that what archers are feeling after they experience those highs of victory, and to get to hear their side of things and not just our impressions of looking at it. And when we go, the next thing that we're going to be looking at is, as we come out of the tunnel here, we see our gold medal matches getting set up, And this is going to be our last match of the morning that we're going to be commentating on.
Yeah, it'll be a great end to the morning, and we'll have a lunch break. Hopefully we get an amazing match out of this. Some strong shots, some drama, some a shoot-off would be a perfect way to head into the lunch break.
It would.
So
I don't know if you were paying attention or because you were busy yesterday, obviously shooting, but I don't know if you saw some of the shooting from Great Britain and Jessica Stretton in particular. We saw she shot 4:30 ends, and then unfortunately with the last end she wasn't able to just get a perfect score, but it was pretty fascinating watching those scores come in.
Match of this morning.
yeah, that's she's an incredibly strong shooter, so that's I mean, it's not surprising, but to be shooting that strong, I'm sure she's happy, her team's happy, everybody that supports her is happy with how she's shooting coming up into this event, and then leading into Tokyo. I imagine she will not be taking too many breaks between now and then. It'll be full training, full gas, no breaks into Tokyo. And then, you know, I imagine her thought is after that anthem plays and she gets that gold medal, then she can take a break. But no breaks till then.
No. We were willing her on from commentary here that she would have no marks on the page at all.
Yeah.
But that just shows that these archers are human.
Absolutely.
So let's go through the teams here. So we have Great Britain versus France. So we have Jessica Stretton and Nathan McQueen for Great Britain. And we have Julie Chupin and Daniel Leloup for France. I think I might have made a better attempt at that pronunciation than I did earlier.
Yeah, that you went after that with gusto and confidence, so.
Yeah. And all of those archers have actually gotten places for Tokyo for their countries. And yesterday, Daniel Leloup, he got his place here. I think I might have my timings incorrect. Yesterday? Or the day before?
Possibly yesterday morning. Yeah.
Okay. This week, he got his spot for Tokyo here.
That is certainly true.
That's an easier way of going about that, I think.
Yeah.
So if we put our attention on the match, Jessica is going first with a 9.
Yeah, we have the battle of the seated archers versus the standing archers.
We do. And Nathan McQueen is shooting next. X from Nathan. We can see that again, that sign that he's finished his arrow and someone else can shoot has been indicated. Seven from Daniel. Again, we don't have set points here, so it is cumulative, so every arrow counts. And a 10, strong from Julie there. An X from Jessica. And another X from Nathan. So very strong end from the British team, from Great Britain.
Yeah, just dropping 1 point is pretty solid shooting for the end. Absolutely.
And it's a nice benchmark for the ends to follow.
7.
Another 7. So this might just be a sight issue, but he looks a little bit uncomfortable on that release.
9.
9 from Julie.
Yeah, I mean, both those low right 7s out there. It's either the nerves are getting to him and he's grabbing that bow too hard, or he's just got to bump the side over and get that. I mean, they kind of grouped over there, so if you can group those and get him in the gold, at least give him a chance. So
Let's start with the sight.
yeah,
That's something you can control.
it's not a bad idea.
No.
That's for certain.
I was concerned as well that we wouldn't be able to, we'd be confusing the French and the Great British team because their shirts would be so similar. But we can see that, well, at least Jessica's shooting in a jacket. We were talking about this yesterday, and the preference for archers is to shoot in a t-shirt or shoot in a rain jacket when it's raining. But do you have any preference? If it is raining, do you wear a jacket, or would you stick with a consistent clothing option?
It's if it was a full-on downpour all day, I'd probably shoot in a jacket. But like it was yesterday, I kind of knew it'd be stormy off and on, and so I figured I could be under my umbrella when I wasn't shooting, and then I could just, put the umbrella down, shoot 3 arrows. So I wasn't wearing a rain jacket yesterday, because shooting a recurve, I come close to body contact anyways, and so adding layers is just not preferred for me. So mostly I like to keep my finger tab dry. If whatever I can do to do that as much as possible, that's what I care about, and I'll just get wet and freeze myself. So.
France to start here. Daniel.
9.
A 9.
I mean, he's gone up 2 points from where he started off last end, so it's definitely good to be improving.
Mm-hmm. Julie looks solid.
It's a 9, maybe 10.
Well, a liner there. But she looks very strong and very assured of herself. Much like Jessica.
10.
Proving my point. France just needs a few deep breaths in, center themselves.
8.
An 8 from Nathan. He's not happy with the 8.
Absolutely not.
No. That was a much
There
more
it goes.
confident
5s to
shot.
10s. Absolutely. Maybe Nathan's 8 gave him some hope to get back in it.
And X from Julie. So they have answered very strongly.
Yeah, that's a great, when the door was slightly opened, they took advantage of it as much as they could. So.
Oh, we have something
Have a
happening with the
I
judges.
think we have a clock issue.
We're just going to wait for
Yeah.
our technical issue to be sorted out.
Yeah, it's like those, the mishaps can come at bad times or good times, and with, Jess has been just clean through this round so far anyways, but maybe this will give, this could be giving Nathan a time to refresh himself after that 8, or if he goes the other way and fixates on that 8, it could be problematic for him. So
The other thing is the time interruption might just put people out of sync, out of what their routine is.
absolutely.
It's not something you necessarily prepare for.
10x.
Another 10.
Didn't affect Jessica.
10X.
There he goes.
And next, so
Right back in it.
there we go.
So let's see how the two teams arrive.
Just
in
a
the
blip
gold
on that
medal
8.
compound of the mixed team. First ranked the Great Britain team after the qualification. Victory against Spain in the 8th of finals. 154 against 147 against Australia.
So again, there is a bit of a gap between the two teams, but we'll see what that 9-liner turns out to be.
6th place for France.
They have some work to do, I would say.
They definitely got to stop digging, for sure.
Especially if we want this shoot-off.
Yeah.
They have some work to do.
My hope for a shoot-off before lunch are not as high as they once were.
No.
So, but I'm hoping France can keep them in the 10. But I'm not hoping anything poor for Great Britain. I think they're strong shooters, and it's gonna continue to be strong. So I just want to see some strong shooting here through the finish, and we'll see who the victor is.
Again, because both teams have the quota places here, this could be another potential match that we see in Tokyo.
Absolutely, this could be a rehearsal. So I think Great Britain is happy thus far with how this rehearsal's been going.
They are. I think the tournament as a whole has been very positive for them going into that big stage.
Yeah, they're another really strong team that supports each other really well. They're at our hotel, actually, so I've been able to see them off and on. So
we are all housed in different hotels. We have different groups of people. So some teams are in Poland, and some teams are in the Czech Republic.
Yep.
And even the teams in the Czech Republic are in different hotels.
Yep, we are sprawled all over. Like I said, I would not like to be the director of transportation for this event. And they do a pretty good job getting us all here on time and ready to shoot.
They do. Trying to accommodate archers with disabilities and accommodation is a tricky logistical issue for organizers to face.
It absolutely is.
So we see 9s so far in this set. Or end, should I say? Getting my terminology mixed up.
10.
Nathan has broken that streak now.
Yeah, there he goes.
Nine.
9 from Daniel.
And
a 10 from Julie.
She's been pretty strong throughout this match as well. Just calm, cool, and just putting them right in there.
10.
And a 10.
It's a 9, maybe 10.
And a 9 to be confirmed for Nathan. So is there any match from this morning that stood out to you? It's one you'd like to rewatch?
I'm trying to think of anything that would just blew my mind. Not at the moment.
No, the last match was pretty good.
Yeah, that was the closest of them.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty, I mean, it's fun to watch. I like, again though, I like all archery. I'm a fan of it all. So I am looking forward to, I mean, just because, you know, the individual recurve open this afternoon. I'll be wanting to watch that, see who's shooting hot for that. Of course, it matters to me going into Tokyo.
It does.
And I want to see what's going on there. How about you? What are you most looking forward to?
Well, what I'm most looking forward to is probably my own category, to be honest, so that I can see and cheer for the girls right to the end. But I'm just happy to be here in a very good position, I might point out, prime position, to be able to watch the rest of the afternoon. Again, when you have teams who are kind of grouping together to watch and support their athletes, they often will end up standing in front of me. So and I'm very short, like we mentioned earlier. So this is great, unobstructed view.
Yeah, it's first class all the way over here.
Mm-hmm. Just have to do a bit of work in order to get it.
9.
France, Daniel with a 9.
Nine.
9 from Julie.
Ten.
10 from Jessica. A 10 from Nathan. They want to decidedly put this match to bed.
Yeah, absolutely. They're both shooting strong over there for Team Great Britain.
A 10.
It's a 9, maybe 10.
A 9 liner from Julie. And we just get a breeze on the
9.
on those last couple of arrows.
It's a 10.
And a 10 to seal the match. We can hear the cheers behind us. So well done.
Absolutely,
Team
from Great Britain.
With a confirmation for the target
They,
judges.
just goes to show, I think, both sides there. I think the women were the stronger shooters throughout the whole match.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
This is, again, the sport is so open and, you can compete against anybody, I think. And, like strong shooters like Jess, on the female side, just go to show that a lot of these men better watch out.
So just a formality, but we do have the official announcement that Great Britain has won gold, which means silver is going back to France.
Yeah.
All the mixed team event. And we will back at 2 p.m. for all the individual bronze and gold medal matches. So don't forget to take your
Fantastic,
PCR COVID test
great end to the morning, I think.
in the near
Yeah, it's
cafeteria.
perfect. The sun's coming
Don't
out,
forget to take
and
your PCR COVID test. It
really
will
tight
be
shooting out of
available
Team
till the
GB.
end of the evening.
And
Yes,
yeah, we have
thank
more
you.
archery to
See
come
you in
and,
the
after a
afternoon.
little while.
There'll be different conditions for archers who have shot this morning who are going to shoot again this afternoon. So you will see a lot of familiar names. Well, They might be a little bit differently pronounced, but you'll see a lot of familiar names from this morning, this afternoon too.
Absolutely.
And we'll be
Familiar
back.
faces at least, even if the names sound different.
Yes. So we'll be back in the afternoon to take you through the proceedings and keep you up to date. And for now, what will happen here is that we have a number of athletes again adhering to the protocols around COVID who'll be needing to get their tests to make sure that they're happy to depart the competition.
Yeah, that's why I was a little late this morning. I was getting my brain itched by them. So
Yeah.
our last testing was just the quick test, but for the travel testing you have to do the PCR test, so full nose swab.
Okay, we're going to go over to an interview now.
Another time in Nove Mesto, Nove, another WRT event, another finals, another victory for Great Britain.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to be back out competing in the world where it is, and it's great to be shooting with my wee buddy again. So
I think this has been a great opportunity for everyone just to sort of get back into the swing of competition before the Tokyo Paralympics, and I think that it's just been really a wonderful opportunity and just really fun shooting with everyone.
So thank you and congratulations. Bye.
Okay, that was fantastic to hear from winners of that last match from Jessica Stretton and Nathan McQueen. We are going to leave you now, and we will be back with you in the afternoon for all of the individual matches. So I will see you in the afternoon, Kevin.
Sounds good. You guys have fun and come back and come watch some archery with us.
Fab. Great.
Reklama na cestu spočítavu.
Já tam vždycky dávala nějaký blbosti a my tak vždycky tady do toho sluchátka. Stop Markéta, stop.
Je, reklama na moje služby.
No, jdem se najít. Já mu jenom řeknu great job. Jdem se najít? Já jsem vždycky zaměřila nějakou blbost.
Tam hledám si, jo, to je moje práce.
Já jsem tam vždycky zaměřila třeba nějakou ženskou nebo